Go to sleep. Well, hello and how are you? Hey, friends, welcome to the Shen Show. I am your host, Shenandoah Briscoe, coming to you live from right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Yeah, I know it. I'm late by about an hour and 35 minutes. Yeah, that's right, an hour and 35 minutes. But hey, I digress. Here we go on with the show. Sorry, so sorry. Got tied up trying to deliver some stuff through the for the church today, and so well. Anyway, that being said, we got Thursday, December the 30th, 2021. That's right, Shin Show likes Shenandoah Ray Bailey Sr., Robin Yankey Costello, Leony Pedraza Fernandez, Jamie O'Driscoll, and my Pokey pal Amanda S. Little. Those are the Shin Show shout outs. No birthdays for the day. I'm sorry to say. You know what? That's all right with me. That's all right, mama. That's all right with me. I said, that's all right, mama. Can't you tell when I see you? That's all right. Oh, that's all right, mama. That's all right with me. All right, looks like we're going to get the weather forecast coming up for you. Weather forecast today is going to be brought to you by Refreshing Word Fellowship Church. Refreshing Word Fellowship Church is a non denominational Christian church located right here in St. Charles, Missouri at 2054 Campus Drive 63301. That's right. Yeah, Sunday services start at 11 a.m. and our hour of power prayer starts on Thursdays from 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., which buys up about an hour of time. So it's convenient that they call it an hour of power prayer. You can contact us in several ways. Well, at least you can always come in on either of the 2 days, or we got a men's breakfast, or yeah, men's breakfast event coming up in a couple of weeks here. Details to come to follow later. See where we at. Refreshing word. There we go. Anyway, the phone numbers to call are 636-333-0594, or you can contact us via email at refreshingwf@gmail.com. That's Refreshing Word Fellowship Church. It's located at 2054 Campus Drive, St. Charles, Missouri. Come on, come on. We are on the ball. A church that's on fire to save your soul. Amen. Amen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, all right. Now let's bring it alive. Here's that weather forecast for you right here in St. Charles, Missouri. For the remainder of the day, well, it got up to about 48 today, 48, big whopping. And then tomorrow, anyway, for the remainder of the day, it's going to be mostly cloudy skies. Areas of patchy fog with low temperatures of 37 degrees Fahrenheit overnight. Winds are going to be light and variable east at about 4 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow, Friday, December the 31st, cloudy skies with areas of patchy fog. High temperatures around 65 degrees Fahrenheit with winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies with rain developing after midnight. Low temperatures of 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chances of rain 90%. Rainfall near a quarter of an inch. And then for Saturday, January the 1st. That's right. It's going to rain on New Year's Eve once again. But hey, it's going to be even rainier on New Year's Day. Rain early, followed by a mixture of wintry precipitation in the afternoon. Much cooler morning highs of 39 degrees Fahrenheit with temperatures falling out to near 25 degrees Fahrenheit. To near 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Chances of precipitation 100%. And then snowy showers will be becoming more windy, scattered later on, with low temperatures of 14 degrees Fahrenheit, with winds north to northwest at 20 miles per hour. So that's 10 to 20 miles per hour, and chances of rain and snow 50%. Snow accumulation is less than an inch, but there's rain out there before there's snow. And look out for ice, folks. Slippery ice under that snow. And then for Sunday, Refreshing Word Fellowship Church. Be there, be there, be there. Sunday, January the 2nd, 2022. Cloudy early with partial sunshine expected later in the day. High temperatures of 22 degrees Fahrenheit with winds northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Clear with low temperatures of 14 degrees Fahrenheit overnight with light winds of west to southwest at about 6 miles per hour. And then for Monday, January the 3rd, 2022, sunny skies with high temperatures of 44 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for Monday night, mostly clear skies overnight with low temperatures of 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be south to southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for our fifth and final day of our 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing area, Tuesday and January the 4th, 2022. Sunshine and clouds mixed together with high temperatures of 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are going to be winds are going to be south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies during the evening will give way to cloudy skies overnight. Low temperatures will be 29 degrees Fahrenheit with winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So there you have it. That's your 5-day forecast for the St. Charles viewing. 6:55. Nah, we've been in it for a whole 6 minutes and 55 seconds. Yeah, I'm sorry, Craig. I didn't hit your lunch hour. Oh, that's all right. You're not at work right now. Aha. Hope you all be glad to know that there is a 99.94 99.94% chance of surviving COVID without. Let's put in that disclaimer, with or without any kind of a jab or a poke. But that's 99.94% chance of survival. Just remember that, folks. The other 0.6 people do die. And I'm not saying that's not good, but I'm not saying that those numbers are low, folks, comparatively. Now, I'm sure there's folks out there that have somebody that's struggling with the disease or with the virus, and they're having troubles and issues with it. And I do feel sorry for them, and I do pray for those folks that are suffering with the COVID issues. I'd like for each and every one of those people to be healed from the tops of their heads to the soles of their feet. Be careful how your doctors are treating those people because, well, there you have another issue. The treatments that the doctors are doing for the COVID are just as bad as the COVID itself. So just remember that, folks, when you get ready to go to the hospital. See if you can't find another way out of it. For sure, for sure. All right. And I feel sorry for anybody with cancer who has to go through that because, they've already got their immune system shot down with the chemotherapy. And then that's another ball game there. Cancer and chemo, not a good thing. There is a website, a Facebook page, whatever you want to call it. It's got 10 shows. They're each an hour long. I think there's 8 of them. They're about an hour long. It's 8 hours out of your life to cure your life from cancer completely, 100% and totally, to save your life from cancer. And yet you'll spend hours and hours sitting in the doctor's office and listening to them to see what they've got to say. And you're going through treatments every other week. You go through a couple of hours of treatments of the chemo lab. And yet you could just sit down for an hour and watch these people go through their spiel and find out what natural products you could be using and eating and or having to help clean up your system. And, well, if you'd like that information, you just leave a little thumbs up, a little message down below, and I'll kind of cue it up for you so that you can get there from here. Don't you know? All right. Oh, let's see what else we got going on because well, that was our medical malpractice swinging for the fences right there. Yeah, that's right. Well, I ain't no doctor, and I ain't never studied up as much and boned up as much as those doctors. But I'm not a bonehead like a lot of those doctors either. So there you have it. Don't you know? I just go by what God's book says, and God's book says that He wins. He says that all of this stuff that's going on here in our beloved United States of America is being pushed and pulled and stuck out. Well, they keep saying, God, leave our schools. God, leave our currency. God, leave our government. God, leave our country. Now we're at God, leave our country. And well, if God leaves the country, guess what? Ain't no God. And who's going to save you then? Well, you can't save yourself. You can try, but it ain't going to happen. So you better have Jesus on your side. Amen. Amen. Lots of God. Lots of Jesus. You know, Jesus is where the way to go. All right, let's see. I was going to do something, maybe sing a song. Don't know what song I was going to sing, but I'll just song lyrics, sing a song. The Carpenters. Yeah, there it is. La 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 la. I said la 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 la. I said sing a song, sing out loud, sing out strong. Sing of good things, not bad. Sing of happy, not sad. Sing a song. Make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song. La 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 la. I said la 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 la. Sing a song. Let the world sing along. Sing of loves there could be. Sing for you, sing for me. Sing a song. Make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song. Sing a song. La, 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 la. I said la da 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 da. Hey, you know what happens if you load 16 tons? You know what you get? Well, song lyrics 16 tons. I'll tell you what you get if you load 16 tons. Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood and a skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you take me because I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Well, I was born one morning when the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. I loaded 16 tons of number 9 coal, and the straw boss said, well, bless my soul. You load 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day over and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. Well, I owe my soul to the company store. Well, I was born one morning in the drizzling rain, fighting in a trouble or my middle name. I was raised in the can of brick by an old mama lion. And can't no high tone won't make me walk the line. 16 tons and what do you get? Another day over at a deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. Well, I owe my soul to the company store. Oh, oh. If you see me coming, better step aside. A lot of men didn't, and a lot of men died. One fist of fire and the other is steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons and what do you get? Another day over at a deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Oh, oh. Into the company store. There you go. Hey, song lyrics, Tennessee Ernie Ford. Let's see if there's anything else I know by him. I got to love to be the body. I don't want to do freaky lyrics. I want to do A to Z lyrics. I like my A to Z's. Cowboy lyrics, classic country. Well, I don't know. We'll just try that cowboy one. 16 tons. Well, that was one I just sang. I don't want 16 tons again. All right, well, hey, let's see. There ought to be something else coming on. Some sort of other song, but that's all right. I digress. We got to be back into our story that we was telling yesterday. And so, hey, kids, it's time to jump back up on the bed or the couch or the bed, wherever you rest your sleepy head. It's time for TV Grandpa. Yeah, that's right. TV Grandpa coming right back at you live right here in St. Charles, Missouri. Help you rest your sleepy head. I'll just read a story and put you right to bed. My father finds of the river, and this would be still continue on my father's dragon. So this is chapter 4. Well, the jungle began just beyond a narrow strip of beach. Thick, dark, damp, and scary jungle. Yes, my father hardly knew where to go. So he crawled under a woohoo bush to think and ate 8 tangerines. The first thing to do, he decided, was to find the river because the dragon was tied somewhere along its banks. Well, then he thought, if the river flows into the ocean, I ought to be able to find it quite easily if I just walk along the beach far enough. And so my father walked until the sun rose, and he was quite far from the ocean rocks. It was dangerous to stay near them because they might be guarded in the daytime. He found a clump of tall grass and sat down. Then he took off his rubber boots and ate 3 more tangerines. He could have eaten 12, but he hadn't seen any tangerines on this island, and he could not risk running out of something to eat. My father slept all that day and only woke up late in the afternoon. And when he heard a funny little voice saying, "Queer, queer, quite queer. Oh, oh dear, what a dear little duck. I mean, dear, dear, what a queer little rock." My father saw a tiny paw rubbing itself on his backpack, and he lay very still, and the mouse for it was a mouse, hurried away, muttering to itself, I must smell somebody. I must tell somebody. And so off the mouse went, with its misunderstanding, misunderstanding type of language. Well, my father waited a few minutes and then started down the beach because it was almost dark now and he was afraid the mouse really would tell somebody. So he walked all night and two scary things happened. First, he just had to sneeze, and so he did. And somebody close by said, Is that you, monkey? My father said, yes. Then the voice said, You must have something on your back, monkey. And my father said, Yes, because he did. He had his knapsack on his back. What do you have on your back, monkey? Asked the voice. My father didn't know what to say because what would a monkey have on its back? And how would it sound telling someone about it if it did have something? Well, just then another voice said, I bet you're taking your sick grandmother to the doctor. My father said, Yes, and hurried on. Quite by accident, he found out later that he had been talking to a pair of tortoises. Well, the second scary thing that had happened was that he nearly walked right between two wild boars who were talking in low, solemn whispers. When he first saw the dark shapes, he thought that they were boulders, and just in time he heard one of them say, There are three signs of a recent invasion. Rocks. First, fresh tangerine peels were found under the wapu bush near the ocean rocks. Second, a mouse reported an extraordinary rock some distance from the ocean rocks, which, upon further investigation, simply wasn't there. However, more fresh tangerine peels were found in the same spot, which is the third sign of invasion. And since tangerines do not grow on our island, somebody must have brought them across the ocean rocks from the other island, which may or may not have something to do with the appearance and or disappearance of the extraordinary rock reported by the mouse. After a long silence, and the other boar said, "You know, I think we're taking all this too seriously. Those peels probably floated over here all by themselves, and you know how unreliable mice are. Besides, if there had been an invasion, uh, I would have seen it." "Perhaps you're right," said the first boar. "Shall we retire?" Whereupon they both turned their backs into the jungle. And then, well, they thought my father, they taught my father a lesson. And after that, he saved all his tangerine pills, and he walked all night, and towards morning came to the river. Then his troubles really began. Now we will be turning to chapter 5. My chapter 5, my father meets some tigers. Well, the river was very wide and muddy, and the jungle was very gloomy and dense. The trees grew close to each other, and what room there was between them was taken up by great high ferns with sticky leaves. Well, my father had to leave the beach but he decided to start along the riverbank where at least the jungle wasn't quite so thick. He ate 3 tangerines, making sure to keep all the peels this time, and put on his rubber boots. Now, my father tried to follow the river banks, but it was very swampy. And as he went further and further, the swamp became deeper. Now, when it was almost as deep as his boot tops, he got stuck in the oozy. Well, the oozy, mucky mud. And my father tugged and nearly pulled his boots right off. But at last he managed to wade to a drier place. And here the jungle was so thick that he could hardly see where the river was. And he unpacked his compass and figured out the direction he should walk in order to stay near the river. But he did not know that the river made a very sharp curve away from him, just a little ways beyond. And so he walked straight ahead. He was getting further and further away from the river. Now it was very hard to walk in the jungle. The sticky leaves of the ferns caught at him, and they caught at my father's hair, and they kept him tripping over roots and rotten logs. Sometimes the trees were clumped so closely together that he couldn't squeeze between them and had to walk a long way around. Well, he began to hear whispering noises, but he couldn't see any animals anywhere. The deeper into the jungle he went, the surer he was that something was following him. And then he thought he heard whispering noises on both sides of him, as well as behind. He tried to run, but he tripped over more roots. And the noises only came nearer. And once or twice he thought he heard something laughing at him. And at last he came out into a clearing and ran right into the middle of it so that he could see anything that might try to attack him. Was he surprised when he looked and saw 14 green eyes coming out of the jungle all around the clearing? And when the green eyes turned into 7 tigers, the tigers walked around him in a big circle, looking hungrier all the time. And then he sat down and began to talk. I suppose you thought we did not know you were trespassing in our jungle. And then the next tiger spoke. I suppose you are going to say you didn't know it was our jungle. Did you know that not one explorer has ever left this island alive? Said the tiger. Well, my father thought of the cat and knew this wasn't true. But, of course, he had too much sense to say so, and one doesn't contradict a hungry tiger. Well, the tigers went on talking in turn. You're our first little boy, you know. I'm curious to know if you're especially tender. Maybe you think we have regular meal times, but we don't. We just eat whenever we're feeling hungry, and said the fifth tiger, and we're very hungry right now. In fact, I can hardly wait, said the sixth. I can't wait, said the seventh tiger. And then the tigers said together in a loud roar, let's begin right now. And they moved in closer. My father looked at those 7 hungry tigers, and then he had an idea. He quickly opened his knapsack and took out the chewing gum. The cat had told him that tigers were especially fond of chewing gum, which was very scarce on the island, and so he threw them each a piece, but they only growled. As fond as we are of chewing gum, we are sure we'd like you even better. And then they moved so close that he could feel them breathing on him and their hot breath on his face. But this is very special chewing gum, said my father. If you keep on chewing it long enough, it will turn green. And then, if you plant it, it will grow more chewing gum. And the sooner you start chewing, the sooner you'll have more. Well, the tigers said, "Why, you don't say, isn't that fine?" And as such one wanted to be the first to plant the chewing gum, they all unwrapped their pieces and began chewing as hard as they could. Everyone in the well, every once in a while, one tiger would look into another tiger's mouth and say, "Nope, it's not done yet," until finally they were so busy looking into each other's mouths to make sure that no one was getting ahead that they had forgotten all about my father. Well, chapter 6. My father meets a rhinoceros. So my father soon found a trail leading away from the clearing, and all sorts of animals might be using it too. But he decided to follow the trail no matter what he met, because it might lead to the dragon. So he kept a sharp lookout in front and behind and went on. Just as he was feeling quite safe, he came around a curve right behind the two wild boars. One of them was saying to the other, "Did you know that the tortoise thought that they saw a monkey carrying his sick mother to the doctor's last night? But Monkey's grandmother died a week ago. So they must have seen something else. I wonder what it was. I told you that there was an invasion afoot," and said the other boar, "and I intend to find out what it is. I simply cannot stand invasions." "Well, neither can me," said the tiny little voice. Neither me," said a tiny little voice. "I mean, me neither." And my father well knew that that was the mouse. "Well," said the first boar, "you search the trail up this way to the dragon, and I'll go down the other way through the big clearing, and we'll send Mouse to watch the ocean rocks as chase, and in case that the invasion should decide to go away before we find it." Well, my father hid behind a mahogany tree just in time, and the first boar walked right past him. My father waited for the other boar to get a head start on him, but he didn't wait very long, because he knew that when the first boar saw the tigers chewing gum in the clearing, he'd be even more suspicious. And soon the trail crossed a little brook, and my father, who, by the way, this time was very thirsty, stopped to get a drink of water. He still had on his rubber boots, and so he waded into a little pool of water and was stooping down when something quite sharp picked him up by the seat of his pants and shook him very hard. "Don't you know that that's my private weeping pool?" said a deep and very angry voice. "Don't you know that that is my private weeping pool?" said a deep and very angry voice. My father couldn't see who was talking, because he was hanging in the air right over the pool. But he said, "Oh, no, I am so sorry. I didn't know that everyone had a private weeping pool." "Everybody doesn't," said the angry voice, "but I do, because I have such a big thing to weep about." and I drown everybody I find using my weeping pool. With that, the animal tossed my father up and down over the water. What is it? What is it? Is that you weep about so much? Asked my father, trying to get his breath, and he thought oh, over all the things that he had in his backpack. Oh, I have many things to weep about, but the biggest thing is the color of my tusks. My father squirmed every which way, trying to see the tusks, but it was through the seat of his pants before he couldn't possibly see it. Well, when I was a young rhinoceros, my tusks was pearly white, said the animal, and then my father knew that he was hanging by the seat of his pants from a rhinoceros tusk. But he was turned, had, but it has turned a nasty yellow gray in my old age, and I find it very ugly. You see, everything else about me is ugly. But when I had a beautiful tusk, I didn't worry so much about the rest. No, no. Now that my tusk is ugly too, I can't sleep at night just thinking about how completely ugly I am. And I weep all the time. But why should I be telling you these things? I caught you using my pool, and now I'm going to drop you down. Oh, wait a minute, rhinoceros, said my father. I have something that will make your tusk all white and beautiful again. Just let me down, and I will give them to you. Well, the rhinoceros said, You do? I can hardly believe it. Why, I'm so excited. Well, he put my father down and danced all around in a circle while my father got the tube of toothpaste and the toothbrush out. Now, said my father, just move your tusk a little nearer, please, and I'll show you how to begin. Well, my father went and he wet the brush in the pool, squeezed on a dab of toothpaste, and scrubbed very hard on the one tiny spot. And then he told the rhinoceros it to wash it off. And well, when go to sleep. And well, when the pool was calm again, he told the rhinoceros to look in the water and see how white the little spot was. It was hard to see in the dim light of the jungle, but sure enough, the spot shone pearly white, just like new. Well, the rhinoceros was so pleased that he grabbed a toothbrush and began scrubbing violently, forgetting all about my father. Just then, my father heard hoof steps, and he jumped behind the rhinoceros. It was the bear coming back from the big clearing where the boar coming back from the big clearing where the tigers were chewing the gum. And the boar looked at the rhinoceros and at the toothbrush and at the tube of toothpaste. And then he scratched his ear on a tree. Tell me, rhinoceros, he said, where did you get that fine tube of toothpaste and that toothbrush? Too busy, said the rhinoceros, and he went on brushing as hard as he could. The boar sniffed angrily and trotted down the trail towards the dragon, muttering to himself, Very suspicious. Tiger too busy chewing gum. Rhinoceros too busy brushing his tusk. Must get hold of that invasion. Don't like it one bit. Not one bit. It's upsetting everybody terribly. Wonder what it's doing here anyway. Okay, we're going to leave it there today. We will come back for tomorrow and pick it up tomorrow, okay? We can do that. Sure, we can. I'm sure we can pick it up tomorrow. Same place, right there. On chapter 9. All right. Sorry about that, Craig. We ran you over, but that's all right. Looks like it's time for our daily bread portion of the program. So, daily bread portion of the program is going to be brought to you today by the Bible with Briscoe 2021. The Bible with Briscoe 2021 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. Today's reading in the Bible with Briscoe 2021 is going to be Zechariah 13 through 14 and Revelation 12. Father, I just thank you so much for your word. Today we're going to be doing the daily bread portion of the program, and our devotion in the daily bread portion of the program is better than gold. And we will be covering Proverbs 3:13 through 18 to be able to cover more better than gold. Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding. For she is more profitable than silver and yields better return than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, and her left hands are riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are peace. Now she is the tree of life to those who take hold of her, and those who hold her fast will, will be blessed. And there you have it. That was Proverbs 3:13 through 3:13 through 18, which was our daily bread portion of the program today, which covered the better than gold devotion. So, anyway, that's the daily bread portion of the program for today, which was brought to you by the Bible with Briscoe 2021. The Bible with Briscoe 2021 is a daily reading of the Bible to be completed within 1 year. So, don't forget to tune into the Bible with Briscoe 2021 for your daily reading of the Bible. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Shen Show. This here has been Shenandoah Briscoe getting ready to sing another song before I let you go. And it goes like this. Oh, well, goodbye, my friends. It's time to go. I said, goodbye, my friends. It's a time to go. I hate to see you go now, but I really must go. So goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye. This here has been Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are you? Thanks for tuning into the Shen Show. And as always, you know, God loves you. And so do I. So come back and see me tomorrow because, well, I'll be here. And I hope that you are too.